For years, we've heard people make fun of North America saying, oh, the top LCS teams couldn't even beat the bottom LCK teams, even if they tried. Well, thankfully, due to the Casper Cup, we got an answer, for now partially, on that and get to see a little bit more soon. I'm going to assume that most people watching this video have not watched the Casper Cup, not only because the VOD is locked behind Disney Plus APAC, but also because it happens in Korea time, and when highlights are like not prominently available on the LoL Esports channel, I'm going to assume that you didn't see it. So I will go through this video under the assumption that you're watching this tournament through this video. And again, to go over the groups, it was Hanwha Life, Gen G in the same group as Cloud9, what felt like an impossible group to escape. Team Liquid in with T1 and Nongzhen, doable, but arguably tough. And then Group B, the Fries group, and I'll disclose this up front. I didn't watch many games of Group B, nor the highlights really, because I only have so much time in the day and I got to get this video out before I start work as well. So yeah, I'm Group B, I hate to say it, but I'm just probably going to ignore for now. Going back to Group A, let's start and set the stage here, okay? Gen G, notably not playing with both Chovy and Ruler. The other three players still remaining exactly the same. So I'll be honest with you, I see a lot of people giving Gen G slack for their performance in this tournament, which if you didn't know what they did, they ended up going 0-4, okay? Which paved the way for the results to come. The first match of the tournament being C9 versus Gen G, and C9 bodied them from start to finish. Bodied them. Blabber on Kiana. Kiana seems to be the jungler of tournament, or like the jungler of choice for the tournament, which I think is a sign of last year rolling over, because if you remember, Kiana was just perma-banned from the LCK. They refused to play it at Worlds because I think they knew as a region they weren't all that great on it compared to the LPL. So now in an off-season tournament when it doesn't matter, you see them spamming the ever-living shit out of the champion, and they're trying to get better on it. But Blabber plays it this time. Styles on him. Okay, absolute styles on him. I'm not willing to give the grace to Gen G that everybody else is of like, oh, they were missing two of their players. They're playing younger guys. I do get after watching that game that the leads that we got were against the two young ones in those particular roles, but still the other three should in theory be able to do something, or at least you draft a comp that is more suited to making sure the other three can carry, and they just never did. So C9 pulls off the first win of the tournament, sets the massive tone for North America, where it's like, okay, now they just got to get one more. They win one more game against either Hanwha Life or FearX, and they're in. So what happens next? They play Hanwha Life just 2 games later, and it doesn't go all that well. Hanwha Life full strength, okay? They're one of 3. They're T1, D+, Hanwha Life. Like, they're the ones I believe that are all going full force in this. And while C9 had their moments and nearly came back, it wasn't quite enough. So you go into the quote-unquote freebie against Vietnam, and C9 struggles a little bit more, but still wins. Like, the issue that seemed to be popping up, at least from me watching the highlights, was that some of the timing between Blabber and APA wasn't fully there, that it caused some issues with abilities being missed, occasional kills being taken in 2v1 situations. Like, it could have been cleaner, but at the end of the day, they were still getting wins. The question is, would it be enough against FearX, who are no slouches? Diablo's a great ADC. Sven, prior to this point, had been on Corky duty the entire tournament. And C9 stepped up. They did. Once again, like the old adage with C9 was that they were the only team that you could trust whenever we went to internationals to escape their groups, whether it's at Worlds or apparently now in the KESPA Cup. And that rang to be true again. I'm not going to lie to you. It was actually fun watching C9 play. Sven played Yanara in that FearX game. I'll put the draft on screen here. But I didn't think the Yanara was all that useful for the first, I don't know, 25 to, like, it felt like every fight he was constantly just getting killed and didn't have the space to be able to open up. It felt like Blabber and APA were carrying this, as well as Vulcan. I do want to shout that out because somebody called that out in the YouTube short that I posted on it yesterday. I was not giving him enough love, and I would 100% agree. Dude was deathless through like 20 minutes of this game, setting up a ton of kills and just being the rock that they needed him to be. For all the shit that Vulcan gets sometimes, I mean, him and Sven get it for being kind of the elders of the group. I even saw it in the post Reddit thread for this particular match. People being like, imagine having an import slot open and you still choose Sven. It's like, yeah, Sven still gets the job done. I'd rather keep him there than import. I don't think people get that. In Reddit, I get it's Reddit, especially at this hour, is mostly like European and foreign talent. So I get why they're saying that, but as a North American fan, to speaking to those people, fuck off. We're keeping Sven. I like watching him, and he's fun to play. Even if he might overstep a little bit at points, I enjoy watching him play. And C9 ends up escaping this group in second, which qualifies them for the last chance qualifier group, which is best of threes with all the second place teams that are out there. So quickly glancing on Group B, the team that will be joining C9 in that group there is Freaks. D plus Kia 4-0ing this group. Freaks taking the tiebreaker over DNF. Like, that's the reason why they're getting through. I'm actually reading right now via Wikipedia that the Freaks are using entirely their like Freaks Challenger roster. So it's wild to me that they beat DRX, who has like Yukao, Jim. You good down there? Holy shit. Rich, Vincenzo, Yukao, Jiwoo. Wow, a Freak. That's a real bad look on DRX, not gonna lie. Like a really, really, really bad look. All right, whatever. Okay, on to Group C. T1, Nongjin, Team Liquid, Japan. Obviously, another one of these groups that has like the national super team that you assume that is going to be a free win, and they were. Every team beat them 0-3. So the question with this group in particular is, okay, Team Liquid versus Nongjin. All eyes are on that matchup that likely determines second. T1's at full force. They're going to go 3-0. They did go 3-0. Not much to say. That TL versus Nongjin match was probably the most heartbreaking of this entire tournament so far. Why? Because Team Liquid had leads. They had every single chance to win this game. All that had to happen was just when Major... Oh, it's killing me reliving this. Look, there was a play towards bottom dragon where Team Liquid has a lead, okay? They get a pick. It's 5v4. They can back off. They can peel off. They can go to Baron, I believe was up at the time. Instead, they decide to chase a kill. And what ends up happening is it's a chain reaction snowball that just crumbles the whole entire game. They fall on the back foot, and then it's mistake after mistake. Young gets caught out once, I think. I thought Quid, I think, got caught out once as well. It just was not pretty how it collapsed in a position where Team Liquid should have won that best of one. This should be a group that's Freaks, Team Liquid, and C9 to see who's going to go face against the Big Four. And now it's just C9 left because Team Liquid couldn't do it. That Team Liquid versus T1 game, I'll be honest with you, was not pretty. Okay, Morgan got picked on pretty heavily. It felt like he was never once in the game. You look at other lanes to try and do something. Quid was able to get an early kill, or actually, I don't even think the kill went to Quid. I think it went to Jose Dioto from a gank mid lane. But Quid was field goaling Yone ults pretty much the entire time, which I respect the aggressiveness. I respect the willingness for them to just go out and ball out. But this is one of those things where if you've watched enough 100 Thieves and you've seen whenever Quid's just slightly off or the team's not slightly together with that incredibly aggressive playstyle, it can look a little bit wonky. And that's exactly what it felt like in this game. It felt like they just weren't all together. It wasn't all clicking. But when it does click, like when this Team Liquid roster does eventually figure out how to play together like that, I think they're going to be really good. I really do. Like, it's weird. Like, I think C9 after like this group stage, and like my final takeaways from this is that even though C9 collapsed in summer, there was no doubt that they were a top team in the region. And them getting the chance to go to international events like this earlier in the year where C9 typically is stronger is really good. Now, granted, it helps that obviously they're invited here and there wasn't a chance to choke domestically in a qualifier, which could still happen as time goes on here. But at a minimum, you got to respect what C9's always able to do with these groups. Like, they've made it out more than they've not, even in recent years, which is just wild. They just never seem to make it to the international stage to be able to get to that point. The one call out, though, I do want to make that I hope people took away from those groups that did watch it is that what happened in Group C was that T1 Nongjin were locked, and then Team Liquid and Japan still had to play their match. And I know there's a lot of people who want group stage back in League of Legends, but I'm telling you right now, those meaningless games, dude, I watched like 2 seconds of that Japan game, and I do not care to watch any more of it because it's irrelevant. I don't care to watch a match that has no stakes and does not matter in any way, shape, or form. So for those that want groups back, this was a very quick reminder that, like, hey, this does not matter and this sucks. So I'm not the biggest fan of that. Now, what can you expect going forward? Tonight, C9 plays DNF and Nongshim in a best of 3. The schedule has not been released so far, so I don't know in what capacity this happens. C9 plays 2, and then there should be 4 best of 3s, right? Oh no, I guess it would just be 3 best of 3s to take care of this. But all that's tonight. We get to find out the answer to, okay, how will the LCS do in a best of 3 against a middle-of-the-road LCK team? Because that's exactly what Nongshim Red Force is. They're perfectly right in the middle. DNF, they're filled in their challenger roster. I'm not willing to count that as much. But this might finally answer the question. Okay, people put down North America for years. They constantly say, hey, you know, even the best team here couldn't even finish 10th in the LCK. Well, even though we've taken the best of 1s, and that's great, this is the more meaningful part of this tournament. And even though it's an off-season event, it's still online. It's not in the stadium. I get it. I get all the things that come with that. This is what the off-season is designed to be. This moment right here is what we build these types of events for. Because even though it's going to be fun to see the top teams play, honestly, the more fun of this for me is watching the middle. Watching North America go against the middle talent and see where we stack up. Because if we can escape this and get to top 4 in this tournament, man, I'm not going to lie to you, that would feel great. Could we make a run to finals? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? But at the end of the day, getting out of this group would be amazing. And C9, I hate to say it, but for some reason, they're always the last North American hope in getting out of groups. I hate that that's the case. I wish somebody else would prove the point. Team Liquid always seems to falter right at that freaking moment. But alas, here we are. 2 best of 3s, and C9 can make top 4 at the KESPA Cup. I'll see you at the next video when we talk about how that shaped up.